What's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you a video on why dieting is a lot more simpler than what you guys think. So to start off, there are so many different fad diets that are always going around that people are always trying to try. So the first one that always starts with is keto, then there's the Atkins diet, and then there's all these juice diets where you just drink juice or protein shakes, just stuff like that for a whole day, which that isn't healthy for you. People are just making dieting so much more harder than it actually needs to be. So when it comes to dieting, all you really need to do, you just need to eat in a deficit. So what that means is all you need to do is just eat probably around 300 calories less than your daily intake. And to find out what you should be daily intaking, you can go online and just look up a calculator for what you should eat, and that'll help you calculate your calories. And then from there, all you do is just trial and error about testing how many calories you need to eat in a day for you to lose weight. Hard diets that everyone tries doing is really what burns them out to actually not continue dieting, because keto diet, yes, it does work, but it is difficult. These diets are really difficult. I'm not bashing on them, but they do work. But it's just so much simpler and easier just to eat in a deficit. This way, you won't get burnt out because you can still eat a good amount of food that is still tasteful. When you're dieting, you don't have to eat just plain food. You can eat food with seasoning on it as long as it fits within your calories throughout the day. So if you're trying to lose weight, I highly recommend just eating in a deficit, and I'll tell you what to eat right now. So what I would eat, you just eat high in protein, moderate in fats, and then lower on the carb side. You don't want to be eating crazy amounts of carbs. Even if you're staying under, you want to make sure your carbs are low, but you have your protein high and then your fat high also. This helps with making sure that you can still eat some enjoyable stuff. Like carbs, everyone loves eating carbs. So instead of like a keto diet where you're barely eating carbs at all, you can still enjoy carbs while eating in a deficit. So when you're dieting, you want to make sure you're not eating too little calories, or else that's going to harm you too. So if you go to work out, you're not going to be feeling as good, and you're actually going to be damaging muscle, and the muscle won't be able to repair, and you're just going to lose muscle also because you're not eating enough. When you eat in a deficit, you eat in the high protein range, so that way your muscles can replenish. Because even when you're doing cardio, your muscles are still going to need to replenish after every workout. For dieting, I highly recommend using MyFitnessPal. That way you can track every single food you eat with all the seasonings on top of it also. And that also helps give you a calorie number on what you want to eat every day. And it'll make sure that you stay below it by telling you if you're over. And then it also gives you all the nutritions that you have. So it'll tell you how much protein you've ate today, how much carbs you ate, and it'll give you percentages even for the amount you should be eating of each of the big three. On top of dieting, if you really want to lose weight fast, you're also going to have to work out. So my favorite thing to do would be to use the elliptical, because that one's one of the easiest way to burn calories and fat, along with the stair stepper. Those are my two favorite, as they burn the most calories. And then if you're trying to put on muscle, I highly recommend trying to put on muscle once you're lean. So if say you're overweight right now, I'd recommend cutting down to your about 15% body fat, even lower, probably around 10%, and then go from there to start lifting. So that way you're making sure you're putting on clean, quality, lean muscle. So the biggest mistake with dieting is that people are not consistent. The only way you're going to lose weight and keep it off is staying consistent. So say you eat really clean 5 days of the week through, and then on Friday and Saturday, you're out partying, drinking, then you're going to Taco Bell late at night. You're just ruining it, and you're putting it all back on. So you could still go out and party, but watch what you drink and how much you drink. Because carbs come from beer and liquor. Both are high in carbs, more beer than liquor is. But if you're not staying consistent, you're really going to ruin your diet, and you're just wasting your time at that point. All right, so another thing people like to do are these juice diets. No hate against them, but I don't believe in them. Detoxing only is a temporary thing. If you're not healthy already as is, then I wouldn't recommend doing it, because you're just gonna like knock off temporary weight. So say you lose probably 5 to 10 pounds, but that could be just all water weight and some other stuff, and you're just gonna regain it back if you're not already healthy. So I'd highly recommend staying away from those. Even though detoxing is good for you, I would highly recommend it once you're at a healthy weight or a healthy body fat percentage, which you want to be at. And one of the other biggest priorities for when you're dieting is making sure you drink enough water. I always carry around this gallon with me. Usually get a new gallon every week at Meijer. They're about 99 cents, but drinking water is huge for when it comes to dieting. If you're not drinking enough water, it's gonna hurt you. Make sure you drink your water in. Carry a gallon around. No one cares that you're carrying it around. People are gonna judge you no matter what. So carry it around. It's a lot easier than carrying on a water bottle. You just fill it up in the morning, then you just drink it down, and you're able to track how much water you've drank in that day. Then always make sure, no matter what, you always have your greens. Greens, really important when it comes to working out. And then for your fruit is also healthy for you, but eating too much fruit, it has high sugar in it, and there's also a lot of carbs that come with it. So you just gotta be careful about what fruit you're eating and making sure you don't eat too much of that fruit, or else it will hurt you, which is surprising. And then another great thing I like to do is make shakes. So shakes, I like to use some like almond milk, and then I like to use peanut butter, some good old Jif, and then just throw in a Ninja blender with some bananas, strawberries, and then some yogurt, which is also silk yogurt, because if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to eat dairy. Cut all dairy out. Dairy is not good for you, and once you cut it out, you will realize that you're gonna see the pounds start coming off, and you're gonna feel a lot better. So eat alternatives like silk, almond milk. There's so many different things nowadays, and your stomach's gonna thank you also. Also, you can't expect weight to just shed off right as soon as you start working out or dieting. It's gonna take time. It's not just gonna all fall off in a month. If you're trying to lose 20 pounds, depending on your body fat, you could lose that in a month, or it could take you 3 months, depending on how much fat you have on you. So just stick with it and keep going, and you'll start to see results. All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed my tips on dieting, and hopefully that'll also help you lose some weight a lot easier and not make it overcomplicated, and then you're gonna make yourself wanna quit. So if you guys could leave a like, a comment down below on what else you'd like to see, and then subscribe, as I'm gonna be posting every week. Thank you guys again. I'll see you next week.